Welcome to our session at IIHM Pune, where we are going to make another very interesting beverage today, and we have got both our directors here. So we welcome Mr. Khurana and Sangeeta ma'am today, and we're going to make a very nice winter beverage, which is called as mulled wine. Okay. So to start off with the recipe, of course, I'll go through the ingredients first. So we have wine, we have a bit of a few fruits, like you see here. We have oranges, we have strawberry. We have got some spices as well, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and some honey and rum as well for the fortification. So let's get started with our beverage. Okay, so before we start, may I ask you what is your favorite beverage? Let's say if you have a nice December winter afternoon or an evening, what's your favorite?
I would say that if I would push myself to have a beverage, hot beverage, and hot chocolate is what I generally prefer. Yes.
Okay, that's very sober. Okay.
Very sober.
I'm
a sober person.
For me, it will be hot coffee.
Hot coffee.
But
okay.
then today I am here to learn something and looking forward to my teacher.
So let's see if we can encourage both of them to have a nice mulled wine, probably on the next winter evening when they are free and at leisure. So we'll start with our beverage. So we've got a nice Garadon trolley here. Let me quickly tell you about this particular trolley as well. So this is basically a trolley which is used in a nice fine dine restaurant where you want to enhance the guest experience. So this trolley can be moved around in the restaurant, and you could actually take this to the guest table and finish off a few things. Like we are making a mulled wine here, you could probably flambe a particular dish, or you could have a nice fillet of a fish or a steak which is getting cooked on the Garadon trolley. Okay, so it is basically enhancing the whole experience of the guest. Okay, so let's get started with our service. So I'll request Khurana sir to get the pan on and probably get the chef cap or maybe the thinking cap on in this case.
Absolutely. So you
So
got
we'll
me
start with
thinking.
the.
You really got me thinking because you said that I was too sober. So let's pick up a bottle of wine and I'm
Yes.
just going to pour this.
Okay, I would also like to mention this is a Fratelli Sangiovese. It is an Indian brand. So we are being local for vocal, or rather vocal for local. Okay,
All right.
and we're going to use this wine because it's young and it's not oaked. So once the wine is oaked, what happens is that it catches a lot of flavor from the wood, from which the aging process is done. But we want something which is fresh, which is young, and that's why we've chosen this one. So I request sir to put in maybe half a bottle of that in the
All right.
in the pan.
Okay, so
Okay.
there I go.
Okay, we've got the heat on already, and while we're making it, we have to ensure that the heat is on low flame, because the whole process of making mulled wine is very slow. You're not going to rush into things while we're making it. Okay, so we've kept the gas on simmer, and we've started with our first step. Okay, and at this point of time, I'll request Sangeeta ma'am to start off with the spices that we see here. So while we are adding it, it's going to be peppercorns, maybe a few. Yes, that's good enough. Cinnamon, couple of barks cinnamon. Okay, and cloves, a little. That's a bit too much. Maybe half of it. Yeah, that's good. Cloves are very strong. It's a very strong spice, so you have to be really careful when you're adding it. Star anise, maybe a few of them as well into the wine. Okay. Now we can increase the temperature a bit, so you can just slowly maybe on the other side. Okay, so at this point of time, I'm going to request sir to give it a nice stir so that all the spices gets mixed into it. And now we move on to our fruits. So.
Just one quick question. What is the
Yes.
use of star anise?
So all the spices, basically, they're going to add a lot of flavor. So if you see, you've got a range of spices, which is peppercorn, cinnamon, cloves, and star anise. Now every spice has its own flavor, of course. Now I'm sure, being Indians, we like our own biryanis that we cook, and you can imagine the kind of flavor that we get from the biryani. So star anise being a very, it's a very mellow and a very soft spice, if you can smell that, and then smell clove as well. So you can imagine what kind of strength this particular spice has. So obviously all these spices add up. And to add, because you've prompted me with that question, to add more to this, there's some history as well. So all these spices that we have, in ancient times, because they wanted to preserve the spices, what they did was they added all these spices into alcohol, which is wine. And over a period of time, they found that the spices were good, but it also enhanced the flavor of the wine. And that led to, actually making of mulled wine. That's how the recipe started. And there's another, story which goes around that during the Roman time, because of the temperatures, because of the cold winters, they actually heated their wine before they drank it. That was to keep the Romans warm when they were outside for war. And eventually, obviously, as we know, the Roman Empire, went up to different parts of the world, and the recipe for mulled wine was then carried around all the world. So, different stories, like you see. So, what we're going to do next is add some oranges. Okay. So, there's an element of citrus fruit that is getting added here. Now, when we are adding fruits, I would also like to mention that we may not use tropical fruits, for the reason that if you're adding, let's say for example, a banana or anything that is, pears for example, it's going to make your wine cloudy. And the look of the wine, when you put it into a glass, the look of the wine is not good. So add citrus fruits, which is not going to, disturb the appearance of you. So here we are. There's something which is also very close to this particular recipe, and that's called as a sangria as well. Has anyone heard about that? Sangria? It's a Spanish wine.
So you want me to add them all?
Yes, please, sir.
Okay.
All of them
Okay.
very slowly so that it doesn't splash up. Okay. So sangria is also somewhere close to what we're making, though sangria is not heated. There's no element of heat in there, but there's a wine in which fruits are added and then kept for a certain time, so that all the wine, it absorbs all the flavors from the fruit, and then that is also drunk along with the fruit. So that's another recipe which is close to mulled wine. Okay, we can give it another stir so that we have some fruit juices also mixing along with the wine. Yes, we can see some vapors rising, which means that the wine is now getting slowly warmed up. Looks good. I can already smell the wine here. I think the room is filled up with all the
Yes, it is.
aroma of wine now.
It's quite a predominant aroma that is
Yes.
emanating from this place. And so, how long do you keep it on the
So,
flame?
I think anything between 2 to 3 minutes is a good time for simmering it. The next thing what we're going to add is the sweet aspect of it. So I'm going to give you some honey to be added. Ma'am, would you like to drop in maybe half a glass of this? Thank you, that's all. Wonderful. So now every wine will have its own level of sweetness. Now depending on what type of grape variety we are using, this one is the Sangiovese, but depending on what grape variety we are using, the level of sweetness may vary. So it's recommended that if you love your mulled wine, which is a bit sweeter, you can definitely add, you can add sugar for that matter. You can add demerara sugar. I've seen some recipes where jaggery is also being added. That's another very good healthy option for your wine. And also the fact that while we are doing this, because of the heat, the alcohol gets evaporated. So as we have studied as well, that alcohol evaporates at around 75 to 78 degrees Celsius. So what we also do is something called as fortification, which is that restoring of alcohol back into the wine. So while we are trying to simmer it, alcohol goes away, but we want alcohol in a wine, so that's the reason why we are also going to add some rum. Okay, in it. So would you like to do the honors? So we are almost getting close to the finishing of the mulled wine. So this is probably the last ingredient before the strawberries. You can just go direct, one shot. Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you very much. So yes, we can give it a nice stir before we add the last ingredient in the recipe, which is the strawberries. So what's your favorite fruit, ma'am?
Strawberries.
Strawberries? Oh, there we are, spot on.
Always.
How about you, sir? What is your favorite fruit?
But I do like pears.
Pears, okay. Pears are in season now, isn't it? I
Yes,
think
they are.
a lot of fruits now have, you get them all around the
All
year.
around.
All around the year.
Because thanks to all the farming practices that we have, I think we get watermelons in winters and mangoes in
Mangoes also.
monsoon, I
Yes,
guess.
yes.
There you go. Would you like to add that? Anyone? It's going to match your dress. Okay. Would you like?
No, I'll add
Go
one.
ahead.
No, I'll add one.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. They are wearing this.
Yes. Great. I think it's almost ready. So
No, I need to come over. Yeah.
thank you. Okay. So let's strain this one and then we can pour it in our glasses and enjoy it. So the recipe is ready, mulled wine for us is ready. And remember there could be various glasses in which you can drink from. My personal favorite is this one, which is a brandy balloon, for the fact that I can hold it on the palm of my hands and my body temperature is also going to keep the wine warm in that sense on a nice cold winter evening. Okay. Alternatively, you can have a nice traditional wine glass as well. A red wine glass is also very suitable. But
So would you prefer this to be drunk when it is warm, generally?
yes, the recipe says that it has to be drunk warm, if not hot, but at least warm. For the same reason that it keeps you warm, and all the spices that we've added, all the fruits that I have added, it helps in maintaining the body heat. Okay. Okay, so it's ready. We're going to quickly strain it off and pour it in our glasses. Strain our mulled wine, which is ready, smelling very nice.
Extremely nice.
Okay, perfect. So let's get our glasses. Would you prefer this in a brandy glass or a wine glass?
Brandy.
Brandy glass.
That much.
How about you, man? Brandy or a wine glass?
This glass will do.
This will do. Small bit. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, there you are. Careful, it's a bit hot. Okay, so that's our mulled wine ready, and we have a small garnish before we do cheers. So let me quickly cut that for you as well. And so it's just a zest of orange that we're going to use. We can drop that in. So that's the orange zest in the glass. Okay, and like they say it in French, Santa, Viva la Santa. There you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Viva la San.
Cheers.
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 Please tell us how the mulled wine is. We can get all the spices, isn't it? A very strong afternote of the spices. How do you find it?
Extremely nice.
Thank
In
you.
fact, my nose was sort of inundated with the aroma,
Yeah.
the spicy aroma, and it tastes wonderful.
Truly, I mean,
So-
I think the spices, I have never seen that it could be so much, I mean, the aroma can be so overwhelming. So it's very, very nice. And I think you can all try it out. It is an amazing mud wine that Kunal has taught us today. Thank you.
And that's the reason probably they say that bartenders are pharmacists with limited inventory. So there you are. That's your medicine.
You're almost like that.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Enjoy. Thank you very much.